Turning things over to the Weather Center now, checking back in with our chief meteorologist, Dan Cianca. A little gray out there, but not as cold as I was expecting. I broke out the jacket and regretted it.
You know, it wasn't too bad. It was kind of muggy today. I think that's what it ended up as. This was our sunset from our studio in Salinas tonight. So we had a little color in the sky at the conclusion of this Monday. And while temperatures across the board were cooler than yesterday due to the cold front that came through, really they were still seasonable, maybe even slightly warm in some areas. We got into the 70s in Hollister and Salinas. Santa Cruz, Watsonville were in the upper 60s. Monterey even coming in at 67, and a muggy 67 at that. It was definitely moist today. 80 was our hot spot, Bradley, today. Here's what we're looking at out there right now. Live look from Domenico's on the wharf, showing calm conditions. It's still a little muggy out there tonight, and expect that to stay that way. The air mass behind this morning's cold front had some moisture to it, and it's just kind of settling in across the region. So with that said, some fog possible, especially in the valley bottoms by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. And even on the coast, the model not showing that because it is showing some offshore drainage winds, which are possible certainly overnight, but I do think we'll still see some patchy low clouds and fog even on the coast by tomorrow morning. Now tomorrow afternoon, it's a different story. Lots of sunshine coming through. We'll mix out a lot of the low cloud cover, and while we will have a bit of a sea breeze tomorrow afternoon, which will keep things a little bit cooler on the coast, I am expecting decreasing clouds tomorrow and a lot of sunshine. And for most areas, we're going to see those temperatures head upward from today as high pressure begins to build in. Let's see where they're headed next. Right now, we're in the 50s, right? Not too bad. 40s up in the hills, but as we head through the overnight hours, it's really not going to get all that cold for most locations. We're going to stay in the upper 40s to around 50 degrees across Santa Cruz County. Look where we're headed tomorrow for our highs. Mid-70s, San Lorenzo Valley, Scotts Valley tomorrow. Low to mid-70s in Santa Cruz and Capitola tomorrow. So a nice warm one. We're definitely going to be a few degrees warmer than today. Watsonville closing in on 70 tomorrow. 70 in Salinas, mid-70s northern valleys. One area that's going to stay somewhat cool and might actually be a little bit cooler than today will be the south and east sides of the bay, because we'll have stronger onshore winds tomorrow afternoon. Today, the winds were pretty light, and while they're not going to be strong tomorrow, they were like 10 miles per hour today onshore, be like 20 tomorrow. So we're going to call that breezy, but we'll still probably get into the mid-60s in Monterey and Seaside, just be a little bit cooler than today. Same in Pacific Grove. You were in the mid-60s today, probably going to stay in the low 60s tomorrow. Now in the south, a little bit farther away or more removed from those stronger onshore winds, we're going to be warmer than today. 70 in Carmel Valley, mid-70s, Soledad through King City. And there's Bradley around 80 degrees again tomorrow. So a nice warm one out there across the central coast. Where are we headed next, though? Well, high pressure builds in for the next couple of days. That's going to keep us warmer through Wednesday and Thursday. A trough approaches the coast and you think, oh, here comes the green, and then it just moves off to the north. So a little bit cooler, windy Friday into Saturday as this trough moves in. You can see the blue colors over Salinas there. A low cuts off to our south, and another trough tries to dig in midweek next week, and maybe we'll squeeze some rain out of that. Latest trends have been a little bit drier, but ultimately, forecast is looking pretty warm and pretty dry here. We warm up a few more degrees on the coast Wednesday. In fact, highs almost 10 degrees above normal. We'll cool off into the weekend as those northwesterly winds pick up as things get a little more active. And we'll definitely notice the cool down on the coast with the stronger onshore winds, but inland areas may not cool down all that much. As I look at some of the later model runs tonight, it did raise our inland temperatures at the end of the week and into the weekend. So, you know, looks pretty nice. Perhaps a little bit warm for this time of year, more like May without the May gray, I suppose. So no rain in the forecast right now. We'll keep an eye on things for you. There will probably be some changes once we get to the weekend and beyond, as there's a lot of different model solutions, but right now, not really a wet signal showing up, but we'll keep an eye on it for you.